Have you ever played Vanilla Warcraft and thought to yourself, why the hell can undeads be priests but not paladins? Why is this bald-looking ass Leonid Bartholomew fella able to be an undead paladin and I'm not? Well, worry no more. With Project Epoch, you can now play an undead paladin. Vanilla WoW was famous for having paladins locked to the Alliance and shamans for the Horde. Project Epoch shakes things up by adding undead paladins to the Horde and dwarf shamans to the Alliance, as well as an additional 6 other class race combinations. But that's not the only change to races of Double Warcraft. Every single race has had their racials improved, reworked, or expanded upon in some way. And upon reaching level 60, you'll be able to swap your race's racials to a different race's racials of your choosing upon a completion of brand new lore-packed quest chains. But if I'm confusing you, don't fret. I'll be diving balls deep into the science of race in Warcraft. So make sure to watch this video until the end. Let's get into it. Racial knowledge. Every race in Azeroth carries unique traditions, strengths, and stories passed down through generations. In Project Epoch, these legacies come to life not only through powerful racial abilities, but also in the rich cultural expression. From mighty spells and skills to celebratory banners and brews, each racial gift reflects the heart of its people. Explore, embrace, and honor the heritage of every race as you carve your own path across the world. Embrace racial knowledge. At level 60, your understanding of the world and its many cultures culminates in the ability to walk in another people's footsteps. The racial knowledge system allows you to swap your racial abilities to those of any other race. While you cannot mix abilities from multiple races, there's no race mixing. That's fucking racist. What are you trying to say, Epoch? Well, you cannot mix abilities from multiple races. There are no restrictions on which racial set you may adopt. So this is like those white girls that go to India and become yoga, spiritual, Hindu, I don't even know, like those fucking stupid white girls with dreadlocks. So basically in Epoch you're able to do that. So yeah, there are no restrictions on which racial set you may adopt. This choice is meaningful and enduring. Once chosen, there is a 2-week cooldown before you can select another path. Choose with care and embrace the traditions of those whose strengths now become your own. Racial sets are not simply unlocked, they are earned through discovery and understanding. Upon reaching level 60, you'll embark on distinct story-driven quest lines designed to immerse you in the histories, philosophies, and magic of other races. These quests are crafted to be fun, lore-friendly journeys. Whether learning ancient techniques from wise elders or proving your worth to secretive societies, by the end of these journeys, you'll gain more than just new powers. You'll carry the stories of another people with you. Alright, let's fucking relax. This is a game, alright? Come on, Epoch. Let's calm down a second. Carry the story. I hate reading. Whenever I hear like carry the story or her story or his story or telling their story, that's to me that I don't know, that just irritates me instantly. But I guess I'm sorry, this is an Epoch video, so we'll continue on. Cultural expression through magic. Power without flair is hollow. In Project Epoch, every racial ability has been reimagined to reflect its culture's heart and soul, while mechanically rebalanced. These abilities feature unique names, custom icons, and entirely new visual effects for each race. Stone form for dwarves has become something entirely different in the hands of a Forsaken or Night Elf. What? Stone form for a dwarf becomes something entirely different in the hands of a Forsaken or Night Elf. A new spell with its own aesthetic and story, but the same familiar effect. Oh, that's kind of cool. So, like an undead can use stone form, the armor, poison, cleanse, but it won't be called stone form, and it'll have its own unique undead flair to it. All right, that's kind of that's kind of a QLL or quality of life thing that really separates like a good game from just like a mediocre game, and it's good to see that they're paying attention to the small little details and not being lazy, so that's quite interesting. This attention to detail helps ensure that adopting another race's abilities never breaks immersion, it only enriches it. Facts. Heritage may manifest. Some things are eternal. While your combat racials may shift, your cosmetic racial is a permanent reflection of your heritage. These playful, flavor-rich abilities are unique to each race, serving no mechanical purpose beyond expressing pride, personality, and culture. Whether it's a small flourish, a racial emote, or a minor visual effect, these cosmetic touches are designed to help you feel even more connected to your character's roots. A reminder of where you came from. So human. Cosmetic. Banner of heritage. Humans proudly honor their legacy with the Banner of Heritage, placing a sturdy banner into the ground bearing the crest of Stormwind. This banner stands 3 minutes as a symbol of resilience, unity, and the enduring spirit of humanity. As the world changes, more banners representing other human histories will become available. Oh, that's cool. So you can see in this picture, they have a banner, and it looks like you'll be able to get a banner for different human kingdoms as you unlock them. So quite interesting. And then you have the traditional diplomacy. Humans have mace spec, which is expertise on maces. Perception, they have wand specialization, which I don't believe they had before, so they get an extra 1% crit on wands. The human spirit, I think that's normal. I don't know, maybe it's been buffed, but I think they always had that. And then sword spec, which is expertise on swords that they're known for. So now next up we got dwarf special brew cosmetic. Few traditions are as sacred to dwarves as the sharing of a fine drink. With special brew, dwarves can place a sturdy keg of their finest ale lasting 15 minutes and inviting all nearby to partake. Or whether to celebrate victory, steel themselves for venture, or simply enjoy good company, a brew is a reminder that every moment is worth raising a mug to. Facts. Speaking of brew, I gotta check out this this rhubarb mead I've been brewing up in the room. Yeah, so dwarves, racial set. They got axe specialization, which is new. Did they? No, orcs had axe specialization. And like, yeah, dwarves did not have axe specialization. So dwarves get access to axe spec just like orcs. Dwarves have a lot of specializations. They have axe, fist weapon, mace, and gun. So you'll get expertise, expertise, expertise. Oh, and this is just crit rating, but it's quite nice. And then the rest of them, Frost Res, Stone Form, and Fine Treasure are all the same. But it's cool to see axe and fist weapons added to spread out the viability of ratios. Because in vanilla, everyone plays human and orc just because of the expertise talent. And I guess orc has stun resist. But yeah, so next up, Night Elves, the Wisp. So when they're dead, they get the Wisp. Same as always. Bow spec. So dwarves got gun spec. Elves have bow spec. Then they have elusiveness, reduce the chance to be detected while stealth, nature res, shadow meld. This seems new. This is almost I don't think they had this. Increase your attack and cast speed by 2% during the night. Increase your critical strike chance by 1% during the day. Quickness, they had that, 1% dodge. Polearm spec, reduce your chance to be dodged or parried with polearms by 1%. So they have expertise on polearms and expertise on staffs. Gnome. Cosmetic, gnomish innovation. For gnomes, ingenuity knows no bounds, not even in travel. With gnomish innovations, gnomes take to the skies aboard their very own gnomish gyrocopter when using any flight path. Wearing gears, spinning rotors, and curious contraptions all come to... Oh, so instead of like taking a griffin or something when you're a gnome, you'll be on the gyrocopter. It's just like a little LARP effect, so it doesn't actually change any gameplay. It's just instead of seeing the griffin, you'll be flying around in the chopper. In the Kobe Bryant chopper. But yeah, moving on, racial set. They got arcane res, dagger specialization. I don't believe they had that before. Engineering specialization. Why does Nord? That's weird. They get sword spec. I don't think sword specialization fits with gnome personally, but that's okay. Expansive mind, 5% int. Escape artist, classic. A classic ability, really good on warrior. A lot of people play Gnome Warrior in PvP specifically because of Escape Artist. And then Throwing Weapon spec, which I don't know how useful that is, but if you want an extra crit chance with throwing weapons, there you go. Now we have Orc, Low Gosh Guidance. Even in death, the strength and spirit of the Orc endures with Low Gosh Guidance. Fallen Orcs are watched over by the ancient wild god of wolves in battle. As they return to their bodies, an ethereal wolf mount carries them through the Shadowlands, accompanied by a loyal spectral pack. So you just have like a bunch of... Oh, so you ride a wolf and you have ghost wolves. That's kind of interesting. Like I said, none of this stuff, like this cosmetic part, really matters. It's just like a cool little tweak there. And so yeah, we got the racial set. Axe spec as per usual. Blood Fury. And Blood Fury in Project Epoch gives you attack power, spell damage, and healing based on class. By an amount based on level and reduces healing effects on you by 50%. So now like it's useful for... It's not just like a melee attack power buff like in vanilla. It buffs spell damage, healing, and attack power. And they got command, damage dealt by hunter and warlock pets increased by 5%. They got fist weapons too added, the expertise, just like doors. Hardiness, that's the stun resist, and polearm spec. I don't know, that seems more like a troll trait. Doesn't that seem like a troll thing? Do trolls... I'm skipping. No, that's weird. But oh well, it doesn't matter anyway. So then, Undead. Body modification allows undead players temporarily assume the appearance of any creature flagged as undead. To make this more interesting, we expanded it to include Forsaken NPCs as valid targets. So you can just like LARP as a banshee or something. Dagger spec, cannibalize, standard, shadow res. They've got the wand spec just like humans, so rot gun dex, epic wand priest could make a return. Is lobbing big crits with the gravestone scepter. Underwater breathing, sword spec, and will of the Forsaken. Okay, Tauren. The Tauren carry their traditions with them whenever they roam. The tribal Tordans. What does a tribal Torden? Not Torden. Totem do. I'm combining Tauren and Totem. I think they just have it. Like they just have a cool ass totem on their back. I like it. Same herb skill, same HP, gun spec, staff spec, nature res, mace spec as well. I don't think they had mace spec in vanilla, and then war stomp. So pretty standard stuff here, but they got the cool totem. Big fan, big fan. And okay, next up, Bomb Swamdi's Judgment. So when you die on Epoch as a troll, you'll start getting harassed by Bomb Swamdi. And I think there's actual voice lines, and you'll just sit there and be getting harassed. I wonder if they've taken the voice from the retail from BFA and downloaded all the voice lines and put it through an AI generating software and then created their own voice lines, or if they just have a voice actor doing the Blom Somdi voice. So it'll be interesting to see what they've done with it. But either way, trolls, axe spec. So they get axe spec as well, same as Orcs now, which is epic. Troll Warrior, we're back. I'm thinking Troll Warrior is Zerking, even though you get more attack power from Blood Fury. I guess you can racial swap anyway, so it doesn't matter, but it's now like Troll Warrior with Zerking and an axe is definitely more viable to have the troll racials. So yeah, Zerking, bow spec, regeneration, this is normal. All normal stuff, and the throwing weapon spec is new, I believe. Unless they had that. The trolls have that? I don't know. But yeah, either way, big changes to the racials. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to swapping to whatever the best min-maxed racial is. So Project Epoch introduces 8 new class combinations, expanding the ways that you can express your character's identity through both race and class. Whether you're pursuing untold heritage, long-lost traditions, or bold new paths, these additions open up fresh opportunities to explore your role in the world. Dwarves, once bound solely to stone and metal, have found new strength in the primal forces of nature. As shamans, they commune with the elements, calling upon the power of earth, fire, water, and air to protect their kin and wreak havoc upon their foes. From the heart of the mountains, they channel raw elemental might, summoning totems to bolster their enemies and unleash devastating spells to crush enemies. Whether shielding their comrades with the strength of the earth, or summoning the fury of flame, dwarf shamans wield nature's power with unyielding resolve. A new force to be reckoned with within the world of Azeroth. Well said, I couldn't have said it better myself. And yeah, dwarf shamans. So they were added in Cataclysm, I believe, was when that class combo came out, and it kind of makes sense. If there's any race to get shamans on the Alliance, it's dwarves. And obviously there's no Draenei, and thank God there's no Blood Elf on Horde. So if you wanna add the faction specific class and make them available to both factions, and dwarf shaman's the go-to, it makes sense. And so yeah, next up, gnome priest. And I actually have a funny anecdote. Would it be an anecdote? Maybe just like a funny story. So one of the first times I ever saw World of Warcraft, I think I was about 10 years old or 11. It was like a gaming cafe thing where you would pay for like 2 or 3 hours and play games, and I would always play like Battlefield Vietnam and Battlefield 1942 with my buddies there, and we just do stupid shit like flying planes around. And there was a guy there, and I remember he was playing World of Warcraft there, and he had a level 55 Paladin, and I remember he was in Darnassus, and then he was showing us his character screen, and he had like a gnome mage, and I remember he just kept talking about how he wished they had gnome priests in the game, and I don't know why that story I've always remembered that for some reason. He said like, oh, I wish they had gnome priests, it would be OP, I'd play gnome priest, and lo and behold, I think in Kata once again they added gnome priests. So now in here we see it in Epoch. The Vanilla WoW Gnome Priest. I think it was TBC WoW at the time when I saw it, but close enough. Vanilla WoW Gnome Priest. So there you go. I don't know how that's relevant, but it just always comes to mind when I see Gnome Priest. So anyway, gnomes, ever curious and intelligent, have turned to the divine to seek understanding beyond the mechanical world they have mastered. So basically, they've logged off Reddit. As priests, they harness the power of the light to heal and protect, while also wielding shadowy forces to unravel the minds of their enemies. With their keen intellect and mechanical ingenuity, sorry, not Reddit, Redditors don't know mechanical ingenuity, gnome priests have crafted devices to aid their mystical pursuits, channeling the light through intricate mechanisms. Their small stature has a vast well of spiritual power, and their presence on the battlefield is as much a testament to their intellect as it is to their faith. Whether mending wounds or smiting foes, gnome priests stand as beacons of hope and destruction alike. Fuck destructions, goddamn. And then human hunter. This is the one that never made sense in retail. Like, why the fuck can't a human be a hunter? I just can't even understand the logic other than... No, I'm trying to think, like, what's the logic? Anyway, humans with their unparalleled adaptability and strong survival instincts have long embraced the path of the hunter. Whether tracking prey across vast landscapes or fighting to protect their homeland, human hunters combine skill with precision. Their bond with nature allows them to tame wild beasts to serve as loyal companions, aiding them in both combat and exploration. Mastering the bow, crossbow, and gun, these hunters can engage enemies from afar with deadly accuracy. Their expertise extends beyond weapons, as their sharp sense and knowledge of the wild makes them formidable in the most hostile environments. On the battlefield, they stand ready, ever vigilant and always prepared for the hunt. Next up, we got Dwarf Mage. That's another Cataclysm enhancement. Dwarf Chads are winning here. We got Dwarf Shamans and Dwarf Mage. Like, Dwarf Bros, the only race I'll play on Alliance is Dwarf. Or Drain Eye Male, but it's not TBC, so I'll play a Dwarf if I go Alliance. Dwarves are renowned for their mastery of stone and steel, but a rare few choose to wield the arcane. Dwarf mages are outliers, shunning traditional craftsmanship in favor of the mystic arts. With a unique blend of resilience and intellect, they command fire, frost, and the very elements, often proving that their determination makes them a formidable force in battle. Whether in the depths of Ironforge or out in the wilds, Dwarf Mages bring a unique perspective to magic. One sec, I want to check something. I knew it, dude. Unless this thing just always says everything's AI. Let's go to another one. Yeah, okay. Alright, well, we might have busted them for using AI text, but we'll give them a pass. Either way, Undead Paladin. Once stalwart defenders of the light, these fallen warriors have been resurrected in undeath. Their bodies decayed, but their purpose still intact. Undead Paladins now channel a twisted version of holy power. Their every strike fueled by vengeance rather than purity. As protectors of their forsaken kin, they combine the might of the light with the resilience of the dead, wielding their cursed powers to smite their foes and shield their allies. Despite their monstrous appearance, they remain unyielding, standing firm against those who would threaten their darkened world. And yeah, Undead Paladins, there is some lore already for them in the form of Leonid Bartholomew from Light's Hope Chapel. Bartholomew bros. Now you get to anyone wondering why they couldn't Bartholomew max, now it doesn't have to wonder. You can be an Undead Paladin. So, and finally, okay, sorry, not finally. There's a couple more. We got Troll Warlock. So Troll Warlocks. Oh, first up, before I start reading this AI generated description, like, why the fuck couldn't trolls be warlocks originally? I guess they already have the most race class combos available to them in vanilla, I think. But does it really matter? Trolls are the original Kangs they're heckin' the indigenous to Azeroth. I guess elves are, but either way, I don't know. Like, lore wise, it seems obvious that almost anything can be a warlock, because all you gotta do to be a warlock is take the fel fent pill, and it's basically like fentanyl. You just start punching over and casting demon spells. So now they can be warlocks thanks to Epoch. So troll warlocks have embraced the dark arts, calling upon forbidden powers and summoning demons to do their bidding. Their mastery over curses, fire, and shadow magic is feared throughout Azeroth. While their fellow trolls may view their practices with suspicion, the warlock's thirst for power and knowledge drives them to harness the chaos of the void and bend into their will. Of the void? Warlocks ain't void spell, motherfuckers. It's a fel spell. I guess, is the Void even really a concept in the lore in Vanilla WoW? I don't think so. I think that was kind of a thing that got introduced later in TBC and Wrath maybe, but whether conjuring destructive forces or controlling demonic minions, these warlocks are a force to be reckoned with in any battle. True facts. Then Tauren priests. We got the Sunwalkers. In Kata they added Tauren Paladins, no priests, but in Epoch we got Tauren priests. Tauren priests are revered for their deep connection to Earth Mother, using their powerful spirit tides to restore balance and heal the wounded, drawing on the vast energies of nature. They harness their restorative magic to mend their allies and purify the land. Their role in both healing and protecting is essential as they offer wisdom and strength to their comrades. Known for their fierce dedication and calm demeanor, Tauren priests are formidable defenders of their people and champions of harmony. They maintained their druidic and spiritual ways, but some of them converted and became priests. So now we see that in Epoch. They got the Uncle Tom Tauren priests rather than druids. Next up, Undead Hunter. Undead hunters are driven by a relentless pursuit of survival, having honed their skills in the art of tracking and hunting while embracing their dark origins. Whether wielding bows or guns, these marksmen are cold and precise as the grave itself. Their connection to the land is untempered by their unnatural existence, yet they command the loyalty of beasts that serve as both companions and weapons. Undead hunters stalk their prey with quiet determination. Their eerie presence is an omen of death for those who stand in their way. So yeah, there's all the lore bombs. But in reality, Dwarf Shaman, Gnome Priest, Human Hunter, Dwarf Mage, Undead Paladin, Troll Warlock, Tauren Priest, and Undead Hunter. So yeah, there you go. That's the races of Epoch, and I have read somewhere that I think you'll be able to change your racial traits every 2 weeks, I believe it was. So if you pick one, you're committed to it for 2 weeks. So make sure when you go to swap, you pick the right one. And yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. Peace.